Hello and welcome to the OVRC. Welcome to round 8 of the touring car series. I'm your host Alex. Unfortunately, Erwin is not here to join me today right now. I don't have a reason yet for his absence, but we are back. We are at the Hungaroring, and we're here for the final round of the TC series. So the practice will soon be open very shortly, and I'm sort of trying to get my bearings very quickly, so once again proving that it's a professional broadcast. So let's quickly run over the current standings of the championships. Thomas Janssen is currently leading with 260 points, followed by Joslav Honzig in second with 236, Mark Whitford in third with 173, Colin Mathiasson in fourth with 117, Victor Byrne in fifth with 113, Atte Kovalainen in sixth with 109, Magnus Olberg in 7th with 106, Sebastian Brunier in 8th with 101, John Dalton in 9th with 91, and Jan-Willem van Omen in 10th with 81 points. So that's the quick standing. Of course, all more information is in the description. You can go there to don't sign up now because this is literally the last race, but there you go. That's the standings and team standings. Open Riders Race Club have won the championship already with 361, followed by BRC Racing Team with 208, Team Sly Fox with 191, Berlin Motorsport 189, and Race Quick Racing 128. And that's your top 5. Again, the more information is below. I'm somewhat trying to shoot through things very quickly because the server will be up very shortly. And we're sort of... There we go. So the server should be available soon to the drivers. So it's the Hungaroring. Only actually have raced it in GT cars. We raced back in here season 2. Back then, it was quite a while ago now. But we're here in touring cars, quite different sort of cars. But the track apparently is quite suited for them. They do race here in real life as well. The World Touring Car Championship do race here. So, proven track for touring cars to drive at. And so, our first few drivers on the server. First one consisting of Thomas Janssen. As people so joined. So one thing to note, since the last race there has been a balanced performance change to all the DWTCR cars. So some cars are being nerfed, some cars are being had slight power improvements, area reductions, all sorts of things be going on under the hood, but overall the grid should be a lot closer in terms of cars. As the first car does fire up, I believe that's Anthony Malloy in the Alfa Romeo. Rolling down the pit lane now. And as you can see, we are using a new overlay today, which has been kind of inspired by Thomas Siak, who's been working on this, and we get to use it for this race. So coming up to turn 4, and spins it out then. So there's our first casualty of today's race. That's going to get 6 cars on the server. So Jan-Willem Omen swelling out, followed by Magnus Mollens Jensen behind him. Timmy Payne is also now out on track, and so is Malloy back on track. And that's 2 cars doing a small little drift there through turn 2. Fortunately, it's not the fastest way to get around the track. And so people are slowly filling their way into the server. More cars decide to drift around corners. And through the chicane they go. Now this track is very well known for being quite a technical circuit. A lot of very technical corners where you got to balance the car a lot, and it's quite a tricky circuit in high downforce cars as well as low downforce cars. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of drivers we see here as they head through turn 12. We've only 2 more corners to go. As here another car loses out, so a few cars are losing control already. Very early days, so there's nothing really to panic about. But some cars are definitely losing traction at those hairpin corners. People probably trying to run old setups, possibly not realizing there has been changes to the cars. So as Jensen is crossing the line, he's going to start a first timed lap. Okay, you've got 9 cars on the server, all but not now. One's just returned to the pit lane. But cars are definitely struggling out there right now to find grip, especially on this corner's entering a bit too quickly. The good news for these guys is obviously front wheel drive does mean you can catch the car fairly easily by just putting power down basically and hoping the car will grip up. I think that's the first timed sector of a 40.456. I'm not quite sure where the sector lines are. And I'm going to quickly do a server restart due to a slight issue. So that will quickly have to happen now. Ooh, lots of pings. So I'll be back up in a moment. Just had to so I'll be back up very shortly. So cars will rejoin the server once again. Go ahead. So Max van den Hove is now first out on track once again, so drivers are getting a bit of extra time. to get some practice laps in. It seems like some drivers will need as much practice as they can get. Some drivers seem to be struggling with grip at various points. So once again, final two corners. And gets it on the grass then. So Matson will start our first timed lap. So through turn 2. As the road is James Butler. You can see there as a through turn 11 and onto the little back straight. Down into turn 13, the final corner. So there's a lap invalidated at various points, we didn't notice. So it's like Magnus Muller Jensen will be the first one to set an actual time. As our first time out is a 1:53.266. So he only sets his first time lap, or 55.8, 2.45 seconds off the pace. As we now have 15 cars on the server, the majority of those now are still out on track. As a few more people seem to definitely struggle to keep into the track limits. So we've got another car with invalid lap times. Drivers should just go where they can get away with using the curbs and where they cannot. And going through the final corner now. Currently 2 purple sectors. Across the line. But that invalidated in the final sector. Thomas Janssen is coming out of the final corner in the Peugeot. Currently your championship leader. He's sitting in P7. And we'll set the fastest lap at 157.725. Magnus Olberg got to setting a current improved time. Nearly half a second down in the middle sector though, compared to the current leader. And will not improve his current time. Just get a bit of sideways driven again. A lot of cars seem to be struggling for rear grip right now. Sliding around a lot of these corners as he does improve his time. Or doesn't actually. I can't tell. Give me enough time to quickly read the message. Possibly invalid lap time, which would explain it. Mark Withers, it's the second fastest time. We're at 153.012, 0.6 of a second off the current leader's time. James will cross the line, move himself up to P7. Oh, no, he doesn't. I'm really having a hard time reading some stuff apparently right now. So we're going to get a bit closer to Thomas Jansson's time. Has improved in both sectors. But will not improve his time. Well, it's not his final sector anyway. Spin across the line. Nojo are struggling in the final sector to get the times close. See if Higgins improves his time. Or he improves his position anyway. Fastest sector 1 time for an Anthem and Anomman. Goes very wide there on the exit there of 10-11. And he'll move us up to P3. Currently 16 cars on the server as we enter the 44-minute mark in this practice session. Smashing across the line and will not improve his time. Last time that is this using the wall grinding strategy there, going around the final corner. Some more people are still saying improved lap times. No one quite close enough yet to Thomas Jansson's time at 1:52. Next person is Mark Whitfield at 1:52.6. Through the final corner now. Let's see if he can improve his current time. Let's move up the order a bit. He's collecting P6. And we're up to P4. Mark Whitfield on another challenge. We get very close now to the sectors of Thomas Jansson right now. One more corner to go. And you'll cross the line and loses a lot of time out in that final sector, so something must happen there which you've missed. It does seem like the final sector is the struggling point for a lot of guys trying to get around the track right now. Very easy to lose a lot of time, especially with how much it. Some more drivers trying to look for improvement in the, as we know, of the 17 cars currently on the server. We're still looking for more improvements. Once again, he's getting close to that sector 1. But loses more time out in that sector 2 and is slower than his previous fastest sector. But can he improve in the front? No, he decides to pull out. So all but one car have set times now, as Ramachuka moves up to P9. That one car being Joslev Honzig. Thomas moves up to P13. So Janssen getting very close in both sectors. But can this move him up to P2 possibly, as he's got one more corner to go. And we'll put the car into P2. 152.66. This is on music to start up to P8. Oop. So right now, not a lot is going on, so we'll take ourselves to a quick commentary break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And so we are back with 27 minutes to go in this practice session. This driver's still trying to make their way around. currently still leading is Thomas Jensen, 152.2, and behind him is Magnus Müller Jensen with a 152.643. So Jan van Leeuwen is currently saying fastest, personal fastest at one, but cuts the chicane then, so this lap will not count. Magnus Olberg and Ralf Pletzek are currently improving in private sectors. Also, it's has a fastest sector 2 as he's going across the line now, and will possibly improve his current standings. No, he doesn't. He loses a bit of time out. Josef Honzig improves in sector 1 and gets the purple sector 1 in that. Lose a bit of time though in the sector 2, still a personal improvement. With 2 more corners to go. Will this be enough to put him into the P1 spot? Possibly for P2 at this rate. Through the final corner. And he will be P2. And losing a lot more time out in that final sector. So whatever Thomas has done during that final sector. So quickly as Magnus Müller Jensen has now got the fastest sector 1. Does not improve his time, but we are both Josef Holzig and Van Ormen. They got improved global sectors. As Honzig is currently got fast sector 1 and 2. It's all about this final sector. If you can keep the momentum going, there's a bit of traffic up ahead. Can't quite tell which car that is. It's one of the high Hyundais. We'll just lose a bit during that final corner, so it may slow down Honzig a bit. We'll see as he will cross the line and will put himself on into P1 by 0.040. So not much, as Jensen has another go at it. So with 21 minutes left in the session, just Honzig does currently have the P1 spot, followed by Janssen, Whitford, Oman, Paletzek, Alberg, Haynes, Ferreira and Brunier. As there does seem to be a lot of cars now returning to the pits or not out on track. The only one of the top 5 out on track right now is Thomas Jensen. Does not seem to be too much going on track right now. So a lot of people are just running laps right now, no real improvements in times right now. So Jensen improves in sector 1. There's a lot of traffic now on track, in this little area anyway. So you all bunch around one little spot. Thomas Jensen improves his sector 1 time once more. So 50 minutes left in the session. So we're making the final preparations before the race. So Jeff Holmesig improves sector 1 by a small amount. But loses some time out in sector 2. But again, not by much. It is possible he can improve this that time a bit further. So down to this final few corners. And he will not improve his time. Spurinier moves up to P10. That's Relic across the line. Stays P6. Phenomen's got faster sector 1. But loses some time out sector 2, possibly due to the traffic in front. And will not improve his lap time. He's showing the previous time, but does not in the end. Gets very close. Sylvia Gaines gets fastest in sector 1. So Gaines across the line and will stay P8. Stevens once again improving in sector 1. Improves in sector 2, but still nearly over half a second down on the fastest time right now in that said sector. A bit wide into the final corner. Woodford improves his time. Oh no, someone drops out, that's what happened. I'm getting very confused right now where people are. So under 5 minutes to go. And Vermo goes across line P3. Jensen gets very close in sector 1 to the fastest time, but will this be enough as he's heading through sector 2 right now? Lose quite a bit of time, but it's an personal improvement, so there's a possibility of moving up the order a bit. He's going to P6, possibly can get to P5 with current position. Depends how well you can get the final sector done. But a lot of people are losing time out. Across the line, but does not improve his position or his time. So we'll stay P6 with a spooky car in front. As Zolberg improves sector 1, loses out some time in sector 2. I can't quite tell which of the Audis up ahead. I think that's Steve Higgins up ahead in the Audi. Currently Honzig is leading the timesheets with 2 minutes to go. And improves in sector 1. Don't quite know if he has enough time to finish this lap, but he may. He's the only person right now who could challenge Thomas Jensen. There's a bit of turbulence, as that might be invalidated. We'll lose out in sector 2, but it's not invalidated, so there is a chance he can improve in his final sector. Runs a bit wide in turn 11. Across the line, but does not will not improve his time. As we have 20 seconds left in the session. Very much looks like this will be the finishing order with Honzig with the fastest up at 1:21:52.121, followed by Thomas Janssen in second, as we will be heading into the drivers' briefing in any moment. So, Joe briefing will go ahead. We've got a bit of time before they'll head on track, which should be a very short drivers' briefing this time around. But just look like Honzig is a toss up between Honzig or Janssen in terms of who will get pole. Again, this will affect the championship standings. Whoever wins this race a lot, as they are both the only two drivers right now which can challenge for that championship win, with a difference on 260 for Thomas Janssen and Zonta at 236. The driver behind them is too far out to provide a challenge. But the gap between them, the two top drivers right now, is 24 points. So if one of them wins this race, then the other person doesn't get a good result in the second race, then it could be easily changed. So it's very important. It's still very much in the hands of who can win both races. But we will see. As Fujo have got the engine started in the pit lane while we're on the countdown. As the first drivers now head out. As the first driver on track will be Magnus Janssen. As he will have clean air in front of him with 17 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Just hope he can get some clean air on track, as he's got the biggest chance to, but it depends whether everyone else decides to leave the pits. So on leave the pit late, his lap could be possibly ruined from the start, depending on where he does catch up that traffic. But for now, he has got clean road ahead of him. To turn 9. A small kink of that's turn 10, turn 11, before you start heading down the I like to call it the back straight as such. It's not really the back straight, but you know. Mason heads to turn 12. Smalls will change direction before heading to turn 13. And head up towards turn 14. You can see the pit entry there, which won't be used this race unless a incident does happen. And Jensen will now start his lap. As a car is rolling at the pit lane right now, so timing of someone's not been that great, but doesn't seem to be getting in the way up here. It's Tom Dentis, and he's clearly out of the way, so it won't be affecting Jensen's lap time. Apart from maybe a bit of psychological work going on there, but so we'll be having clean air in front of him from the looks of things. As he will head down now into turn 2. Bit of lock up then. Bit of puff of smoke out one of the tyres. So quick turn 3. In some cars it's flat out. You start heading up the hill towards the very fast turn 4. Again a little kink, you throw the car to one direction, trying to keep the car in. Then heavy braking turn 5 as he does lose the back end a tiny bit then. So again, that issue has been plaguing people during the start of practice is still there to cause drivers issues as he heads through the chicane. And now through past turn 11, down towards turn 12, heavy braking. Get the car around. Be very careful on the power of these cars due to the on-power understeer these cars will have due to being front-wheel drive. Around turn 13. And now we're back up again towards the final corner. No slow corners in the final section. Just trying to keep the rear end intact. As you head now down turn start finish straight. Pretty much curb you can get away with, and also the first time of 153.165. This guy across the lane will be Mark Whitford, who gets an invalid lap time. So obviously cut a part of the course at some point. And Tim Hensby next across the line with a 153.6. Again, a bunch of time so far then. Thomas Jensen does take provisional pole with 153.075. Amateur commits himself P7. Right, Plastic looking to get a decent time in as he is heading for the final corner now. As Van Vlemen takes a provisional pole with 153.054. So that's the initial runners through. So we expect to see a few more of them very shortly. As more people start to set their timed laps in. As Jensen gets the fastest sector 2 time. As everyone on track. Through the final corner. Will this be provisional pole? We're about to find out as he will cross the line, and he will put the car in position. So Magnus Jensen currently on provisional pole. Jensen comes up with 2 fast sector times, sector 1 and sector 2. So this will be a improvement as his teammate in the background slides through the final corner. As Jensen comes across the line and will not get provisional pole, loses some time out in the final sector. As Omen, who was the last provisional pole sitter, is coming across the final corner now. Can he take pole back? As he is going to head across the line and will not take it either. So Drivers now trying to increase their times. So Honzig puts time clock on 52.8 and then puts it in P3. Tiffy Haynes gets fastest sector 1, but not by much. But it is an improvement as he is trying to get out of P9 right now. Okay, a few drivers now getting global faster sector times. So here, okay, final corner. What time will he be setting as he will cross the line and put himself into P6? Honzig improving both in sector 1 and sector 2. Quite significant improvement in that final sector. And Honzig will take provisional pole with 152.27. Coming through, and Tom Dentis and Mark Whitford are all currently improving private sector times, as Steve Higgins is also trying to set his first timed lap. As Honzig is now back on another fast sector 1 time. He can still improve his current positioning. And improves in sector 2. Honzig will increase his pole advantage. Thomas Janssen is struggling to get out. Is he still stuck in the P? You get moved at the P2. So 6 minutes to go. So all cars have now set a timed lap. So bang on 5 minutes now. So people are in the last ditch effort to improve their current positioning. So we move up to P6. Mark Cosgrove puts himself into P3. Thomas Jensen is going very slowly, but probably going to start a tiny lap now. Tom Dentis improving, trying to improve his time, getting P10. And we'll stay P10. Sebastian Brunier currently improving both sector times, seeing P12. So 2 minutes to go, so for some people only one more chance to get a lap time in. I'll move up to P11. So looking like a lot of people are now returning to the pit lane with under a minute to go. So he wants to be one of the last cars to cross the line and does not improve his current positioning. So for that sake, he will not have enough time to finish his lap, I don't think. So this will be the final results. Unless possibly Victor Berlin can change it in the final corner. It does not look like he can. So it will look like Joseph Honzig will take pole position this race. And so he does. So Joseph Honzig does take pole, followed by Thomas Jensen, Mark Whitford, Ullman, Jensen, Olberg, Pazek, Ferreira, Haynes and Dentis rounding for top 10. So as we will head into the race soon. So it's the track temperatures, it's 31 degrees, because why not? As the cars will line up on the grid. So as the cars prepare to launch for the first race of 2. And they are off. So Jefferson gets a very clean start. Well, Thomas Jensen does seem to bog down with Mark Whitford alongside him. As those two will be swapping positions going down into turn 1. So far it's very clean from everyone. Everyone makes it around right through turn 1. And now down towards turn 2 they all go. With Honza getting somewhat of a lead ahead. Just trying to get closer to Honzig while you can in the early stages. You can make a move now, he could possibly try and defend for the entire race and get ahead of him. As I all now head into the chicane, a bit of side-by-side action going on with Oman and Ensign behind. And then he gets up into P4. They'll start heading now down towards turn 11. And so far seems fairly clean. No major incidents yet. No, he's spotted anyway. For the final 2 corners they go. Does so we'll then head down the start-finish straight. So Honzig will keep the lead going into turn 1. And we'll go defensive against Thomas Jensen into lap 1 for now. It does seem to make it work. There's a few positions moving around in the background there, so there's like a 3 wide down to turn 3. 2 for Haynes, Ferreira, and Sebastian Bruno. There's a bit of contact there, but not too bad. Even a bit more contact there as Haynes is into the barrier. So a bit of contact there. Don't quite know what happened there as he pulls back onto the track. He got a bit squeezed there by one of the other cars as Ferreira's dropping down of the order as well. He's now down into P15. There's a power slide it through turn 4. Like Jensen is on the back right now of of Mark Whitford, or the Cupra. Two cars behind run a bit wide. Bill lock it over from Mark, we're heading to turn 2. Still somewhat staying close together, the leaders, as I think it's a bit slow there, now as Oman get right on the back of him. And we're trying to go, attempt to go side by side, and chicane just not quite close enough to make a move there on to Jensen. Let's hold the position for now as they head through once again. So as the cars behind are slowly breaking away, the leaders are sticking very close together for now. So once again, Honda goes defensive into turn 1. Jensen, the gap in qualifying is not really leading too much in the race as Honda gets a bit loose then, but will stay just ahead, but it's allowing Jensen to get closer and closer as they now head into the chicane. So it was a bit wide in the background there, trying to keep ahead of the other Jensen. Jensen gets a bit deep in there, loses the rear end a tiny bit, and will lose time to the car in front. Someone's still right at the back of Jensen as he's still trying to chase down the car in front. Once again looking to go side by side in chicane. There's no doubt a bit of contact there. Bit of rubbing, but it does look like Jensen will keep the position just for now. Despite Oman's best attempts there to try and get past him. A bit of a lock-up then from Jensen coming into the second to last corner. Slowing down a lot, allowed Oman to get right behind him, but you can't really do much when it's like that. You can't really move out of the way, and these cars like car with a bit more downforce would. So you're somewhat stuck. You either ram the back of them, or you dive off into the next barrier. So they have quite the luxuries that some of you would like. Again, they're getting very close into turn 1, and a few cars interestingly locking, having a little smaller lockups, especially in these heavy braking zones. So it does seem some cars are struggling to grip as Jensen gets a bit out there, as the Audi in front gets a bit tail happy. And just up the road from those two is the battle for the lead between Jensen and Honzig. And these two are the title rivals. It's going to get very close on the start-finish straight. Will there be enough slipstream? Sonzig decides to take the normal line then, not close enough to really make a move. So the top 6 still very much close together. There's a little gap then to the top to P7. Jensen is definitely holding with interesting. Mark Whitford is also holding with these guys as well. So play Victor Berlin's in P8. So he will start on pole next race if he does finish there, as it is 7 minutes left to go. So anything could happen in those 7 minutes, as he's got Tom Dentis right behind him right now. So 6 minutes to go. And someone who still tries to keep defending from Jensen, but Jensen's having a hard time to find a passing opportunity right now. It's getting very close up into these corners, but there's not much you can do unless you can get close enough into one of the heavy braking zones. These two will not get apart. Anyway, Machuca is currently sitting behind Sebastian Brunier. Tom Dent is trying to keep the gap with Victor Berlin, Radek, and Oman are still close together. Just give a quick roundup of what's happening in the rest of the field right now, but this is still the main fight to watch. As these are, again, as stated before, the championship rivals. These two are the two title contenders. And the title can still go either way. Right now the advantage is in Jansen's favour. But anything could happen. You know, it could easily slip to Honzig. So once again, Jansen looking for a possible move, but can't quite find it. So if these two are setting faster and faster laps each time they go round, so I think I've seen one lap where one of them has been slower than their previous laps. So as the fuel is coming down, cars getting lighter, the lap times will go down. But at some point, the tyres will also stretch in effect. But we'll see how long that takes, as they still all three of them stick together. With 3 minutes 30 to go. So still no move yet from Jansen, as he is still biding his time, but time is slowly running out. As the rest of the field has slowly spread up. Leaders have not split up. That's why we're still having a view. Honzig still has led every single lap so far for this race. There's a bit of tyre smoke up ahead, so a car possibly lost a bit of control then. So I think we'll be soon heading on to the final lap. With only 1 minute to go in this lap, so I believe it will be the final lap. Honzig will continue the lead coming forwards. So now will Janssen make a move, possibly pulls out, but still not close enough to make a move then. Return to. There you go. But will there be an opportunity for Janssen to make a pass? It's going to be looking all over the place for it, maybe into chicane if you can get close enough. It seems to be a bit a car which is a lap down as the clock has reached 0, so this will be the last lap. So head through turn 11 for the last time. There is one of the cars up ahead, that's I think Vanger. So as Jensen's got really only 2 more corners to make a move, as Whitford once again heads very wide then as it gets out of the way. So anything Janssen can do, he's get pushed to the right side, Honza takes the defensive line. And Janssen will try and squeeze it at the inside but won't be close enough, so it does look like Honzig will take the victory for the first race. As the rest start crossing the line. James Butler will be crossing the line, it'll be the last car to cross the line. As we'll soon be heading into race 2. So Honza takes victory in race 1, so by Jensen, Whitford, Jensen, Ullmann, Platzek, Alberg, Berlin and Dentis and Framachuka round of the top 10. As we'll be now heading into race 2, which will have Victor Berlin on pole. I don't know why that beeping keeps happening, but it keeps happening. It's spooky. So as the cars will line up on the grid again. Victor Berlin is on pole. Interesting race though, as the leaders will have to try and fight their way through the rest of the field. As they prepare for the race, as Victor Berlin will, and they are off, and Victor Berlin gets a very clean start. Might try to make a move, possibly on Alberg into the turn 1, as he will indeed. Victor Berlin does take the closer line, but will swap to the outside, which may allow Radek and Alberg to go through. Oh, there's a big bit of shunt there. That's right, let's make his way through in a bit more feisty work by Jensen. So Radek does take the lead through turn 1 then. There's a bit more contact as Whitburn just squeezes his way through past Jensen. As Honzig's made his way past, already up into P6. So Platzek is looking to keep the lead as long as possible. And so far, but still. Honzig's trying to make moves right now. So that'll be lap 1 completed with 17 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Honzig is the man to watch with Thomas Jensen in the background. They're going side by side with Marcus Olberg into turn 1. And he will make the move just about. Olberg's going to have another go at fighting back, possibly into turn 2. It doesn't look like Thomas Jensen managed to get a big enough gap. So they're all now heading into chicane for the second time. The cars start weaving in and out, trying to possibly make a move. They'll all stick behind each other for now. Someone could go a bit loose there through the second to last corner there, with a bit of contact as well. Bit of nudging, argy-bargy. Someone's trying to make as way as possible. He wants to extend that gap between the car and him, the car behind him. The longer those two are together, the less chance he does have of winning of this championship. As Franchuga moves all the way to the pit wall there, defensively in the background there. Against the cars behind him. Miller Jansen is just on the Victor Berlin, who's trying to keep hold of P2 after he nearly lost it on the first lap. Had to aggressively fight it back. And Jensen gets a slightly better run into the next corner, into turn 5, and he will make the move onto Victor Berlin. Victor's forcing a bit on the grass then. But Jensen will move up into P2. And somewhat out of reality, have a little bit of a getaway now. So one of the cars goes a bit wide then. It's Victor Berlin who goes wide, as Honzig managed to get his way past Mark Whitford as well. So, a bunch of little fights going on in the background here. It's one of the Highlanders is forced a bit wide and goes all the way off there. That's Thomas Jensen to possibly get past, as we'll have a fight back going into the second to last corner. This will allow Jensen to have the inside line, but it doesn't seem to matter anyway. Jensen managed to get his way past him, no matter. So once again, Honzig and Jensen are back together. So once again, Jansen's right behind. Well, let's face it, a lot of people are close together right now. The Ferreira's right behind Fran Manchuka in for P10 right now. With Timothy Haynes in the back of those two. Tom Dentis in the back of Marcus Ulberg, and you can just see in the background there as Mark Woodford is trying to make a move now to Victor Berlin, and doing so may have allowed Thomas Jensen to poke his nose through to go side by side, door to door, into the second corner, but Mark Woodford's just a bit in the way then. Causing, oh, the big bit of cut shunt there between Honzig and Whitford. Whitford managed to control the car though, but somewhat allow Jensen to get closer again, so they're going to go side by side going into turn 1. Honzig on the inside line. There's this, once again, bunched the entire field back up together because how much fighting is going on, slowing them all down, man the field, which allows people to have another chance. Honzig once again goes defensive into turn 2. So Jansen bringing a lot of pressure on the back of him now. And the top 2 have somewhat made a getaway now, so we've got plenty of gap between them. So they're not really worrying too much. So now on board with Thomas Jensen as he's trying to chase down the Audi of Honzig. Only thing now between these two is no close traffic. Saying that though, Whitford comes out of nowhere. Couldn't see him then. So Whitford trying to defend his position from Honzig. And then trying to look opportunities to find him possibly move if he can get in front. As Oman comes down the inside then, so he's trying to squeeze a move past as well. And he will do so as one of the other Highlanders has to take the grass as a method. There's a few drivers that are locking up into the final few corners. But opportunity to move by Ullman, managed to get the position over Jensen as Victor Berlin and Mark Whitford having a fight in front. Bit of contact there, but nothing major as they will go side by side as Mark Whitford goes very defensive then onto Victor Berlin, always pushes him off the track. And that defensive move may also allow Honzig to get through. But they will both all start fighting back now. As they go 3 wide, possibly into turn 3. No, it doesn't. Mark Whitford stays out of it just for now. So more contact now, which may allow men to get past. As they go 3 wide into turn 4. This is never going to end well, if you ask me. But somehow no one's in the barrier just yet. Mark Whitford does get kicked out a bit then. A bit of net code going on, and now drops down all the way to P9. And we'll have to fight Tom Dentis into the chicane. So the order's being once again shuffled up for the top runners. The main thing is Honzig is now out of this little pack of cars. As Jansen is trying to fight back if we all can at all costs right now. He'll pull out to the side then. So Jensen now still on the back. Possibly making a move now. Both pulls very defensive then. As Burns goes very defensive then against Janssen, so that seems to be fighting White Hyundai all the time. It's him versus White Hyundai as he's still trying to make his way out. As Witzburn has managed to get his way in front. They're going to head into chicane. There's still 7 minutes to go, so there's still plenty of time for making his way up the grid. So Thomas possibly can move into turn 1 now. As he will try and go around the outside into turn 2. And so, but it does seem like Jensen's really struggling trying to deal with the cars in front of him. The championship rival is somewhat getting away from him now. But we'll have a go into chicane possibly. Keep his nose alongside and will squeeze past, but can't really make it do it. So 5 minutes to go. Well, Mark Woodford trying to make a move now onto Marcus Oldberg. And that 7 minutes that was gone is now 5 minutes to make the move. As Woodford gets a good bit of contact now with Marcus Oldberg and might allow Tom Dentis through. But it still will heavily affect the balance of the championship. I mean, I haven't done the maths yet, but after the first race it'd be fairly close to 20-point difference. So Honza's got to score 20 or more points, I believe. He's currently sitting P3, which will give him 18? I don't know the points off the top of my head. Bit more contact there. Jensen's got to be really careful. He's got to try and make sure that he loses no more positions, but tries to gain a few more. He just needs to get a bit closer to Honzig to secure the championship. Lights flashing away. And he's hoping Victor Berlin will just somewhat disappear off the track or something happen to him, because he's going to get sandwiched once again by the Hyundais. And he's losing a lot of time right now. Ullman is getting away slowly in the front, and so is Honzig. Well, we're still trying to make a move now to Marcus Oldberg. There's some hovering in the background there. Possibly go on the outside, which may allow Magnus to go round the inside, but managed to just defend enough from there for now. Ooh, White Whitford gets very wide then, has to cut back across. Possibly losing some more time. Sometimes he pulls out for the outside. Again, gotta be very careful and let the cars behind make a move. But we'll try and cut back for turn 2. Is he far enough alongside to make a move? A bit more tyre smoke up ahead. Mark Whitford's management gets way past Magnus Olberg. We'll now have another go at Thomas Jensen in front. So 2 minutes left to go. He's still getting very close as Victor Berlin loses the rear end a bit and may allow Jensen to get through a bit. He gets a bit of contact that knocks the car a bit off, but they're still going side by side into chicane as Jensen is far enough forward this time around to make the move. Hops over the curb as much as he can. He has made it his way past, so he's now moved up to P5. But it's now a 5.8 second gap to the car in front of him, which is Oman. So he's got very little hope of trying to catch Honzig now, but we'll see how much that will affect the championship standings as they are heading through turn 11. And you can just see in the background there, Red Plus, they're heading through the final corner. So the next lap will be the final lap. We've already look at the gap already, half a second between Victor Berlin and Jensen. So that shows how much Berlin was holding up. As Mark Whitford's now going to squeeze his way past into turn 13. So Berlin was somewhat adding as a little buffer to everyone else, but there's only one lap to go. So around turn 1 they go for one more time. Burns is definitely trying to make a position back into Mark Whitford, as Thomas Jensen has moved somewhat scuttled up the road a bit. So the clock is 0 and Red Platset will go through the final corner for one last time of this season's TC Series. Red Platset will take race 2 and take another victory, I believe, as a second victory. Jensen come home P2, Honzig P3, Alman will come home in P4. Jensen will come home in P5 after fighting with Berlin for most of that race. With a P6, Berlin P7. It'll be Dennis P9, Timothy Haynes P10, P11, Framachuka P12, especially P14. Anthony Malloy will be coming home in P15 from the looks of things, and James Butler coming in P16. Through the final corners they go. And there's your results. Plesser takes his another race victory here in the OVRC, followed by Jensen, Honzig, Uman, Janssen, Whitford, Berlin, Olberg, Dentist, and Haynes. So that is the final race, and then we'll get the results uploaded just to work out who is where. So we'll quickly get that sorted out. We get pinged again. And from the looks of things, Thomas Jensen takes the victory of Season 1 of the TC Series by 291 points, Honzig 277, and there we go. All the other results in the description. I'm going to end this broadcast on that point because there we go. Thomas Jensen has won it. Thank you guys for all tuning in for this season. Thank you everyone for the support we got. It's been great. Unfortunately, Erwin's not here, but he will be saying the same things right now. Thank you for everyone, and we'll be back for more racing after Christmas. And that's all I can say. It's been great racing this season, all throughout of both series. The Jardia Cup is going on right now, but it doesn't have any broadcasts right now, but we may change that in the future. But stay tuned, guys, to the OVRC. Got some new stuff going to be announced shortly. And yeah, that's all I can really say, guys. Thank you very much, and see you next time.